Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. I'm just going to share the screen for a quick second here. I don't think I clicked the share screen button. Sorry everyone, this is one of my first times teaching a virtual class. So it's going to take a little bit of, it's actually my second take. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to get started with class. Okay, let me make this big. Down towards the mat. That should be, I think, good. Okay. Oh, let's do it a little higher. Getting the framing quite right yet. Okay, perfect. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Sarah. Let me just make sure I'm not muted. Okay, perfect. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Sarah. This is Pilates Sculpt. It's 45 minutes long. Pilates is all about toning and lengthening your muscles. This is my first time teaching since being back from winter break. So bear with me. This is also my first time, as I said before, teaching a virtual class. But I think this is going to be a lot of fun. For this workout, what I'll be using is a yoga mat. You can use anything at home. I just lay on the ground in my room. And 2 weights of light mass. I'm using 3 pounds. Sometimes I use 2. I can use up to 5, whatever you're comfortable with. If you don't have weights, you don't have to use weights. Or you can use any household items, such as like water bottles. Sometimes I use at home. Yes, let's get started. So the Spotify that I will be listening to is in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. I'll count us in, so we're kind of listening to music at the same time, so it feels more like an actual class. I think it's kind of a fun playlist. It's a mix of kind of everything, so we'll see. And let's start. So on the count of 3, I'm going to press play on my Spotify. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to start on our backs. I'm going to start my workout so I can keep track. We're going to start on our backs. We're going to have our feet pressed into the mat. We're going to place one hand on our heart center and one hand on our stomach. We're going to take this first few minutes of class to center ourselves.
Services to supervisor. Go ahead. I'm checking the lost and found for an AirPods case left yesterday in the 4 to 5:30 slot. Right now, give me a second. Thanks.
We're going to start taking a few deep breaths here. If you feel comfortable, let your eyes fall closed. And let's take a deep breath. Filling our lungs up as full as they will go. And exhaling, expelling all of that old air. A lot of times in daily life, we live in the upper part of our lungs. So at the beginning of class, really try to use our entire lungs to breathe in, holding at the top, and exhaling. I invite you now to set an intention for class The reason for being here.
Supervisor to member services. Go ahead. There's an AirPods case with a teal cover, if that's the one.
I'm just gonna silence the microphone, but keep breathing. We're all here to get stronger together. So take note of how your body feels now. And at the end of class, I'll ask you to do the same. And then think if anything has changed. If certain places feel stronger, more sore. But when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Extend your hands above your head and legs out. Take a big good morning stretch like you just woke up. Stretching down the length of your body. And then slowly we're going to start rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae, pressing when you get to this position, your lower back into the mat, coming up into a seated position, and you're going to reach over and take a nice stretch. And we're going to come back up and slowly roll back down with control. This is called the Pilates Roll-Up. It is one of the foundational moves to Pilates. And it really works on your core, and I like to start with it because Pilates involves a lot of core work. And it's also just a nice slow move to start easing your muscles into the workout. We're going to do 8 more once we come down. So we're going to do 8. And 7. And 6. But please take these at your own pace. Oh, and something I forgot to mention at the beginning of class, 5, please take water as needed. You're watching this on YouTube, obviously you can pause the video and then resume it, but I always encourage everyone in all of my classes to drink water when they feel like they need to, and take rest when they also feel like they need to. I believe we have 3 more, sorry if I miscounted there, 3. And 2, coming up and over, down. And let's do 1 more here, coming up and over and down. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the Pilates 100. I'm gonna scoot down a little bit. I think I'm off center, there we go. You're gonna take your legs into tabletop position. So you're gonna have your knees over your hips, your shins are gonna be parallel to the mat. We're going to come into Pilates stance. So you're gonna take your head, neck, and shoulders, lift them up off the ground. Arms are gonna be straight out, parallel to the mat. You're gonna start pumping. This is called the Pilates 100. It's another one of those foundational moves in this practice. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. That should be your breathing pattern. And once again here, remember to press your lower back into the mat to protect it. And if you're feeling up to it, we're going to lift our legs up and down to a 45-degree angle. You can come down as low as you want. The lower you go, the harder it is. But if you feel that lower back coming up off the mat, bring your legs up. And you can always stay right here. We're gonna hold this for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring our knees into our chest. And right on time, dolly starts with 2 doors down if you're listening to this playlist. So we're done with the warm-up. We're gonna meet me in plank position. You're gonna make sure that you have your shoulders over top of your wrist. Now you can either take this in a couple of ways. We can go up fully, we can come on our knees. But if you're gonna do this, you see how I am a straight line, tip of my head to my knees. You wanna make sure that that is the case with you if you decide to come onto your knees. But take whatever is a challenge for you today. We're just gonna hold it here. And when you're ready, start rocking forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Keep that motion up, making sure you're rocking nice and slow. If any of these moves ever become too much during this section, you can always return to that normal plank position and just rest there. It's talking makes my voice dry. Okay. We're gonna hold this for 8 and 7, 6, you guys are doing so good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming up into downward dog. Walking out our dog, as they say, or just bending one knee at a time. Keeping your head in between your shoulders. I know for me that the plank section is always the hardest. But I always enjoy how strong it makes me feel when I know I've accomplished it. Okay, so we're gonna come into this, and we're going to go into, I made no sense, come back into plank position. We're gonna go into shoulder taps. You're gonna take your left hand to your right shoulder, right hand to your left shoulder. Try not to rock your hips back as much as you can. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one before meeting you back up into that downward dog. Another option here for downward dog, if you don't want to take this during the rest, just come back into child's pose. The Joe Bros just came on. Okay, so last plank move for the day. We're gonna come in, go to downward dog. You're gonna take your left hand to your right ankle. And you're gonna take your right hand to your left ankle. This is working your obliques. So make sure to turn and reach. If you cannot make it to your ankle and that is just not for you today, that is completely fine. Just reach as far as you can. Again, just emphasizing that we are just getting stronger here together. This is a safe space for all of us. Don't forget to breathe. And 8 and 7. Making sure you keep those wrists under your shoulders. 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Coming down onto our knees. I actually lied to you all. That was not our last plank move. We're gonna go into our side plank. So I like to take these on my forearm. You can take them again as we were before with your shoulder over top of your wrist. I'm gonna take mine on my forearm. If you do your forearm, make sure it's your elbow underneath your shoulder. Coming up, reaching your hand up towards the sky, or ceiling in this case, and keep it on your hip. I like to stack my feet, a couple variations here. You can kind of make like a tripod with your body and have your legs, I can't remember the word, but not in the same place, not stacked. And if this is not for you today, come down onto your knee and just lift. Making sure those hips stay pointed towards me. Then we're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming down, flipping the sides, and doing the same thing on the other. My mom got me these scrunchy shirts for Christmas, and I love them. But I noticed that as I work out, I have to keep pulling them down because they'll get like real scrunched, just like a lot of fabric right there. Okay, holding this for 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming down. Congratulations, we're now gonna move on to our glute section. So you're gonna take the tips of your middle finger and touch the heel of your feet. Your feet should be about hip distance apart, same with your legs. Everything should be in line. You're gonna lift up into a parallel, to a straight line, head to knees. Squeezing your glutes at the top and then coming back down, tapping the mat, coming back up and squeezing. We're just gonna repeat this. Yes, I did put 2 Jonas Brothers songs in the Spotify playlist because I have found a new obsession with them, like I used to have back in 2008. I'm just kind of vibing with them right now. If any of you that are listening go to BC and you came to my classes last semester, I had a couple themed ones. I had a Disney themed Pilates class where we listened to all Disney music, which the Joe Bros obviously were on. And then I had a Taylor Swift themed class. I actually had 2 of them. I had another one, I just can't remember. But I was thinking of this semester to do a boy band themed class. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I could even do themed classes for this. That would kind of be fun. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hold up at the top and pulse. So it's just mini bridges. But I really like the theme classes. I think I have a lot of fun making them and doing them. A lot of time my friends come along and it's a bit of a sing-along. Singing is always encouraged in all of my classes if you ever come in person. And through YouTube, please come sing along. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna stay lift. We're gonna take our right leg. We're gonna lift it up, pointed towards the ceiling. If you can get it straight, great. If not, a slight bend is always fine. We're gonna come down and up, down and up. We're gonna keep those hips parallel to the ceiling. And if this is, keep going down and up. If this is not for you today, return to the normal bridges and just keep going, keep doing those at your own pace. But if not, meet me here. A lot of times, one of your hips during this move will want to dip one way and kind of be wonky. Try to even them out. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take that right leg, swoop it down, parallel to the ground, and back up. Woo! I have not done Pilates in a little bit. And a little difficult here for me. But I'm in this with you guys. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Returning that right leg down and lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling. Repeating the same sequence, but on this side. I can never tell how loud I'm being on these virtual ones, so I'm kind of just talking to myself. So I don't know if I'm like yelling at you guys or if it's like a normal conversational tone. Guess we'll learn with air. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna swing that left foot down and up, down and up, keeping that core engaged this entire time. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning. Make sure this is all tight the entire time. It'll help support you while you do these outward movements. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Returning that foot back down. We're now going to take our legs, walk them out, resting your weight on your heels. We're going to do the same exact bridges, down and up. This, having your legs a little further out, really helps attack your hamstring right back here. Woo. Back in position. Again, take all of these at your own pace. I kind of like working out in the studio. This is the studio that, if because of COVID, I would have been teaching in. Now we teach on the basketball courts, which is super fun. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pulsing at the top for 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go into our side leg series. So we're gonna roll onto, it's my left side. You do your left or right. So you're gonna rest your head either on your palm of your hand like this. I like to do this. Or you can lay completely down. Whatever is most comfortable. It's not the important part of this move. You're gonna take your legs. You're gonna swing them not directly in line with your, whoop, fell a little. You're gonna have them towards the outer corner of your mat. You're gonna make sure your hips are facing me. You're gonna flex that top foot. You're gonna lift it up and bring it down, up and down. Engaging that core this entire time and making sure that those hips are staying towards me and aren't rocking back or forward. I like to take my opposite hand and place it in front of me for a bit of balance. But whatever is comfortable for you, me on the hip. I know a lot of people that like to do this, a couple of my friends. And 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna pulse on this last one, keeping that foot flexed. You can straight leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. And take that top foot. There's 2 ways to take your top foot. You can either just swing it in front of you, rest that knee on the ground. I like to do that. Or you can grab your ankle, cross it in front of you, and rest it on the mat in front of you. Either way, whichever is more comfortable. I like to do this. You're gonna take your bottom foot, you're gonna flex it again. Toes are gonna be down, heels up. Again, toes down, heels up. This is going to attack your inner thigh. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Oh, if you're following the Spotify, Taylor Swift has been playing for a little bit now. Slight obsession with her. Just think she's wonderful at writing music and performing. Is just brilliant. Just personal opinion. Again, make sure you take water as needed. We're gonna do this for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna pulse it out at the top. I'm just gonna grab a quick sip of water. So pulse it for 5 and 4, 3, and 1. Relax and bring that leg down. We're gonna switch sides here. So come out of that, roll onto your right side. Again, whatever position was comfortable for you on the other side, do that. Or switch it up, whatever. Legs out. Hand in front for balance if you would like. Hips towards me, flex, lift and lower. After this section, I usually move into abs. We're about after this set on the side, we're halfway through the class. Absolutely crazy. I feel like it's been flying by. It's weird getting back into the swing of teaching, because before I left, I felt like I could almost just, everything rolled off the tongue much more nicely. It's a little more difficult getting into the groove of it. So thank you guys for bearing with me. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna pause at the top. But again, this is only my first year of teaching. I got certified last year. This is my second semester. I've loved it so far. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that leg down, crossing it in front, flexing that bottom foot, toes down, heels up, lifting and lowering. I think one of my favorite things about teaching Pilates, or just any workout class in general, is the confidence you gain through getting stronger. I know when I first started working out, watching and feeling myself getting stronger with each class really made myself proud and just kind of increased my confidence. I started doing it with my mom a few years ago. My mom likes to say that Pilates is where we become warriors and find our power. Just really cute. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, pausing at the top. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming down. We're going to move on to our backs for the core section. Actually, what I would like to do really quickly is just stretch out our glutes. So taking that right ankle on top of that left knee, taking our hands, wrapping behind that left knee and just pulling in, stretching that right glute. Try to think about pushing your right knee away from you. And switching sides here. Crossing that left ankle on that right knee, reaching our hands behind that right knee. And releasing. Now we're gonna move into abs and core. It was a quick stretch before the end. So let's put our knees into tabletop position. We're gonna have, it's the same position we did at the beginning of class. Your knees are gonna be over your hips. Shins are gonna be parallel. We're gonna lift our head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. You're going to take your right knee, bring it in, left leg is going to be parallel out. And then we're gonna switch. And switch, really focusing on the stretch at first of pulling that leg. If you can, the opposite leg should be straight and parallel to the mat. If this is not for you, you can have a slight bend and you can even lift it up and you can do kind of a this motion. The important part here is that your lower back is pressing the mat, and then it's challenging for you. You're just gonna start speeding it up here, just a little bit, nothing crazy. Remembering to keep breathing. Feel the power and strength in your core as you extend your legs with control. And 8, and 7, 6, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, and last one, extending. We're gonna stay lifted, but we're gonna straighten that left leg. We're gonna do the same exact move. Pull in and switch, pulling in and switch. You're gonna try to keep your legs kind of like they're on railroad tracks. So we're gonna stay parallel to each other. We're not gonna go out to the side, just nice and line. If this is not for you today, go back to this movement or even lift up. And you do not have to bring your leg completely parallel to the ground. You can keep it up here. That's perfectly good. I was working out over break, and the instructor said something to me that really resonated. So I thought I'd share with you guys today. What she said was that life finds so many ways to humble us, so many ways to kind of knock us down a peg. But in here, in my class, we're finding our power, we're finding our strength, we're finding our pride. This is the safe space to do so. And I just really, really love that. That feeling of all of us coming together to get stronger, to feel our power as a community, especially in this time of isolation with COVID. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing our knees into our chest, relaxing our head, rocking back and forth. We're gonna focus on our upper abs real quick here. We're gonna bring our legs up towards the ceiling. Again, if you can, keep them straight. A slight bend is completely fine. The proper way in Pilates to hold your feet at any time is heels together and kind of turned out in somewhat of like a first position if you are no ballet. But honestly, if they're in line, you're fine. You're gonna take your hand, reach up if you can towards your ankles, coming back down and up and down with control. Again, taking these at your own pace. Halfway. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking our hands into a triangle shape underneath our tailbone to keep our lower back pressed into the mat. We're going to do alternating leg lifts. So you're going to take your right leg, if you can, straight, parallel to the mat, and back up. Make sure that the entire time that lower back stays pressed into the mat. That's very important. And your left leg down. And again, as with all of these moves, if coming parallel to the mat is not for you today, I'm here. Perfect. If you need a slight bend in your knee, perfectly fine. Kelly Clarkson's playing right now with Broken and Beautiful on my Spotify. I love this song. I love Kelly Clarkson in general. Her on The Voice was so funny with Blake Shelton. This is really working our lower abs. And since we're alternating our legs here, it's also working our obliques at the same time. While doing this, try not to use your hip flexors to pull your legs up. Really think of your abs pulling your leg in. and 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, bring your left leg down and up, knees into our chest, rocking side to side. We're gonna do one more move in our core section today. We're gonna focus on our obliques. So if you can meet me up, we're gonna have our weight on our forearm. It's gonna be kind of like we're doing a side plank. It's not gonna kind of, we're doing a side plank, but we're gonna dip our hips up and then down, up and down. Really focusing on lifting. The visual I like to think of in my head, because I'm somewhat of a visual person, is a string running through my hips into the ceiling. And it's kind of like a puppet, pulling, relaxing, pulling, relaxing. Oh, and again, elbow underneath that shoulder. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. We're gonna go into the same exact thing, lifting and lowering. Whew. Got line there. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Feel free to join me. We're gonna move into our arms and back. So we're gonna start on the floor, on our stomachs. We're gonna take our hand, place them by our chest. Elbows are gonna come tucked tight into you. Relax in the lower half of your body. From your hips down, you're gonna lift up through the heel of your palm. You don't want your shoulders tucked up to your ears, nice and relaxed. We're not coming the full way up, halfway, back down. Up, halfway, back down. These are half Cobra push-ups. Focusing on your lower back and your triceps. Feeling your strength as you push up through the heel of your palm. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, bringing those arms into goal post position. Your shoulders are going to be in line with your elbows, kind of into a rectangle position. Legs are going to be hip distance apart. We're going to lift up into Superman, squeezing the muscles in our back, coming back down. Lifting and coming back down. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. Pushing up. You're going to grab those 3-pound weights, water bottle, whatever you have. We're going to sit in any position that's comfortable for you. I like to sit in crisscross. There's many options. Mostly the important part is that you're going to have a tall spine. You're going to take the weights in your hands. You're gonna have your elbows tucked into your sides. Arms gonna be out in front of you. I think when I first saw this move, they called it serving the tray. If that's what you want to call it, it works your targets your biceps. We're gonna, like you're serving a tray, extend your arms out and back in. Out, back in. Kind of keeping your arms in line with your elbows. Chest proud, head up, shoulders relax. Serving out, serving out. Loose grip on those weights. You don't want to have a death grip. Nice relaxed hands, secure but relaxed. You guys are doing so good. I'm right here with y'all. Try not to move the rest of your body as you do this move. We're just isolating our arms here. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're now going to lift our arms up into shoulder presses. So you're gonna bring your arms down. Weights kind of to, this is like earlobe level. Like elbows aren't like in, but they're nice, close to your body. Lifting up in line, extending, and coming back down. Up, down. Let's just do the right for now. And 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4. We're going to switch to our left in 3, in 2, in 1. Switching to our left side. Chest proud. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, we're going to put our weights down to the side. We're going to do one more move involving our shoulders and back. So you're going to take your arms again into that goalpost position, chest open. We're going to pretend like there's something in between your shoulder blades for this movement. So you're going to come like you're kind of coming over a hill with your elbows, squeezing like you want to hold something in between your shoulder blades and not drop it. I don't know, anything. Coming forward, relaxing, squeezing, squeezing. Speed it up a bit. Once you start getting comfortable with the move, pressing. You can kind of cheat with this move if you just move your arms, but really be having tension with your movement. Squeeze, squeeze. You guys are great. Let's do this for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. The cool down music just started. Perfect timing. What we're first going to do is we're going to stretch out our arms as we calm our breathing. Maybe take a sip of water. We're going to start taking that left arm across our body, dropping that left shoulder, pulling with your right. Regaining control of our breathing. If we were in an actual studio and I was there with you, I would be dimming the lights. So feel free to do that at home. When I do the cool down section, switch arms by myself. In my room, I usually do them in the dark while just listening to this type of music. Again, dropping that right shoulder. Holding with that left. And relax. Taking that right arm up, down, and pulling with your left arm, stretching that tricep. And switching. Doing the same on the opposite side. Coming down, we're going to come into a spinal twist. You're going to take your left hand to your right knee. You should be in crisscross for this. You can even bring your feet together for this. I like to go into crisscross. But left to right knee, right hand's going to come behind you. You're going to look to the back wall while twisting your spine. Take a deep inhale and lengthen your spine like there's a string being pulled at the top of your head. And when you exhale, deepen the twist just a little bit if possible. And coming to center again. Taking that right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, and looking back at the back wall. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, exhaling to deepen that stretch. Coming to center, we're going to do some shoulder rolls to the back. Switching to shoulder rolls to the front. And then we're going to do some neck rolls. Going to the left side, nice and slow. Switching to the right, or whatever way you did not roll. And coming back to center. We're going to move into downward dog. Lifting up, re-stretching your legs. I like to walk out my dog a little bit more, but you can stay with both of your heels pressing back. Notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of class. Your muscles feel more flexible. You feel the same. It's important to take note of how our body feels all throughout our workouts. Taking our right leg up towards the ceiling, bringing our knee into our chest, and coming down into pigeon pose. I like to rest on my forearms. You can even bring your forehead down to the mat. Coming back into downward dog. Lifting that left leg up this time. Bringing that knee into our chest and coming down. And when you're ready, we're going to come out of this. We're going to come back into that pose that we started class with. So roll down onto our backs, feet into the mat. You can place one hand on your heart center and one hand on your stomach. Ground yourself. Again, if feeling comfortable, let your eyes fall closed. Really letting your muscles relax, returning back to your breathing. Taking a deep inhale, filling up all that lung space, and exhaling. Our world is so chaotic as it is that it's so nice to take this 45 minutes for just yourself. Really taking the time here to shut out the outside world. Focus in on yourself. How are you feeling? Recall that intention that we all set at the beginning of class. I like to take a moment of gratitude at the end of every class here. I invite you all to do the same. I like to thank myself for giving myself this 45 minutes. To thank my body for all that it was able to accomplish in this workout. And I love to thank all of you for coming and getting stronger with me today. Slowly, as you feel comfortable, let your eyes come open, readjusting to your environment. And when you feel ready, meet me up into a seated position. We're going to take one final breath as a class. So we're going to bring our hands up as we inhale towards the sky. And exhale as palms come to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This is Pilates Sculpt. My name is Sarah. I also teach in person at 1:30 on Saturdays on the mat court. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. I had so much fun working out with you all, and I hope you also did as well. See you next week.